First of all, I want to apologise for this season. I know you're really disappointed with me. I'm really disappointed with the team. 6 months ago, after my first 3 games in charge, with 2 victories and 1 draw, I said to you, the storm is coming. Today, after this disastrous season, I want to tell you the good days are coming. That's what Ruben Amorim said to the Old Trafford crowd after Manchester United's final day 2-0 victory against Aston Villa. This come after what has been by far Manchester United's worst season in 50 years. Scoring only 42 points all season, including 18 defeats, it is Manchester United's worst season since they were relegated back in 1973-74. Now this season hasn't come out of the blue. It has come after 20 years of mismanagement by the Glazers, which was originally covered up by the great work of Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill. But now, after years of poor recruitment, poor player development, and an aimless direction upstairs, it has culminated in a season where United were probably fortunate to be staying up. If it wasn't for the poor quality of the 3 promoted sides this season, we could have easily seen this Manchester United team get relegated. And a huge talking point has been the lack of improvement under Ruben Amorim since he replaced Erik ten Hag back in November. But I believe you can't pin it all on Amorim. Although he may be stubborn in sticking with his 3-4-3 style of football, I think it's probably the best thing for him and the best thing for the club. When Erik ten Hag started out in charge, he threw his game plan out the window very quickly after defeats against Brighton and Brentford. He reverted back to a counter-attack style of football that United were used to playing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And while it worked in the short term and Ten Hag won 2 trophies, in the long term we saw that this United side weren't improving at all, and it ultimately cost the Dutchman his job. And while it's been poor in the Premier League for Amorim, we've seen in Europe that United have actually played quite well. Good victories against the likes of Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao, and a grit and fight in the second half of that extra time against Lyon. United showed some character that we hadn't seen in a long time, and to be honest, I think many thought this United side didn't have it all. With that being said, the players still haven't been good enough this season, and I think it's time to be ruthless for Ruben Amorim and the board. If possible, the likes of Luke Shaw, Andre Onana, Garnacho, and along with Anthony, Rashford and Sancho, all probably should be sold this summer to free up wages and some budget to bring in new recruits. With Onana, I don't think it's a priority to change goalkeeper, but I think this is probably the last chance United have of getting some good money for the Cameroonian. His mistakes are starting to mount up, and while I don't think there's many great replacements out there, I think if the price is right, Andre Onana should probably go. With Garnacho, it's great to see an academy graduate in the starting side and playing well, but I don't think we've seen Garnacho play well for a long time. His petulance has come through in the last few months, and he really hasn't improved over his 100 games of first team football. His end product has taken a nosedive, and along with the bad attitude off the pitch with him and his brother leaking starting 11 supposedly, I think it's time for Garnacho to be moved on if United can get a good price for him, around 50 million, and help bring in and use that money to help bring in new replacements and also help detoxify the dressing room. There's still plenty of other players who probably could be on the chopping block as well, but I think with the likes of Rasmus Højlund, I think there's no point in trying to sell him on for a fraction of what they bought him for just 2 years ago. I think there's still a player in Højlund. He's been very unfortunate with a lot of his chances and his lack of goal scoring. I just think the ball hasn't bounced his way as much as he's been performing poorly. But I think a good thing for him would be potentially a loan move back to Italy or somewhere to help build up his confidence again, like we've seen in Anthony. And then but unlike Anthony, I think United should loan Højlund out with a view to keeping him moving forward. In terms of players coming in, it already looks like United have one deal done. Matheus Cunha from Wolves has come in, and it seems like to be a great deal both systematically and financially for the club. At 62.5 million is nothing to look away at, but it looks like it's going to be paid in instalments, so it should be a good deal financially for the club. And with 15 goals and 6 assists, playing in that left number 10 position, Cunha suits the 3-4-3 style perfectly. and he'll take over that role from Garnacho, and it looks like to be a great replacement. He's more clinical than Garnacho, he shoots more than Garnacho, and his stats are very similar to the stats of Pedro Gonçalves of Sporting Lisbon, who was such a pivotal part of the Sporting success under Ruben Amorim just a couple of years ago. Another forward option United have looked at is Liam Delap, and I think it's good value for money, but it's not very exciting. 12 goals for a poor Ipswich side. For Delap, it's quite good in his first season of Premier League football. You can say that, but I think he's not going to be your Erling Haaland, your Mo Salah. I couldn't see him scoring 30 goals a season, but I don't think United need that right now. We just need a solid number 9 that they can rely on. And at just 30 million and already Premier League proven, I don't think there's much better deals out there than Liam Delap. There's also been tentative rumours that Amorim and United are interested in Bryan Mbeumo from Brentford, and who can blame him? He's got 20 goals in the Premier League this season, and he's still only 25. He's got about 4 or 5 seasons of Premier League experience now with Brentford, and I think he'd suit perfectly playing in that right 10 position. And with his goal scoring, I think it could really help this United side up front. Now in goals, there hasn't been too many names United have been concretely linked with, but one name I've seen pop up a couple of times has been Joan Garcia from Espanyol. Now I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched every game he's ever played, but the 25-year-old has also attracted interest from Barcelona in recent days and has made it to the La Liga team of the season. So he's obviously a talented player. He's kept 8 clean sheets for Espanyol this season, who were only 2 points off relegation. So it's good to see a young player who's used to facing a lot of shots, as United, at least for the foreseeable future, are going to be a team that face a lot of shots because defensively they haven't been able to shore things up fully yet. And the only other goalkeeper I've seen United linked with has been Emi Martinez, but I wouldn't really look anything into that. The World Cup winner, he's been great for Villa and Argentina, and he's come up big in big games, come up clutch in big games, but I don't think it's as much of an upgrade over Andre Onana as United will probably want if they're going to spend the kind of money they're going to need to spend to bring in someone like Martinez. So here I've made up an ideal starting 11 for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United for coming into next season. In goals, I've gone with Joan Garcia if United can get him in. In the back 3, I've gone with Lenny Yoro on the right, a fit Matthijs de Ligt in the centre, and then another hopefully fit Lisandro Martinez, who should be a huge part of this United side going forward. At wing backs, I've gone with Patrick Dorgu on the left and Ahmad on the right. Dorgu, he hasn't lighted the world up since moving to United in January, but I think there is a good athlete in there. He gets up and down the channels well. If his final pass improves anyway, I think he'll be a great player for United moving forward. And with Ahmad, he's probably the one player United should probably build the team around at this time, along with Bruno. He's been absolutely sensational for United at points this season, taking on players and dragging this team forward when it looked like no one else could. I've got him at wing back here because I really think that's the role he should play going forward, because he covers so much ground and he does great defensive work as well. He's always back there harrying wingers, blocking. I think he can suit that role well, and then also frees up some space for him as well in the final third, dropping into that half space. In the middle, I've gone for Bruno and Casemiro. Casemiro, I think in the last few months has shown the football hasn't left him. He's been one of the shining lights in United's Europa League run, really showing the experience that United need. And I think if he's staying around, I think United should keep him in the starting team for next season. And then I've gone with a front 3 of all new recruits. Matheus Cunha on the left, Bryan Mbeumo on the right, and Liam Delap. Now, is this team somewhat fanciful? Maybe, but with everything, with all the rumours and stuff out there at the moment, I think ideally this would be a perfect summer for United, a perfect summer of recruitment for United if they can get these 4 transfers done.
What do you think is next for Manchester United? Is it a quick fix, or are we likely to see another mediocre season next term? Let us know on Twitter and Instagram @NextScoreW. or email us at contactnextscorewins@gmail.com.